the ones we did in yesterday's classes, but it's worth it for the core strength that comes with it. So in your setup position, get length between the ribs and hips, wriggle the ribs and hips away from each other and lock it in. So I engage my TVA, which I've coached quite a lot over the past, just make the tummy muscles solid, and I'm going to scoop the tummy muscles under the hips. And now I'm going to bring one knee into chest, hold it there, let the other leg join it. And in this position we want imprint. If you remember, we got imprint rather than forcing the back into the floor by stretching the tailbone away from the head, as if you're getting the spine a bit longer, just gently, and then scooping the pubic bone and the tummy muscles under the ribs. That's your focus. Knees as wide as the mat. Press the legs into your palms. So my hands are on the outside of my knee, and I'm pressing into my palms. Try and clench the buttocks, clench the glutes. Try and keep those switched on. Now bring the arms to the inside of the leg and push against the arms. And notice which muscles are now switching on. Tailbone is pushing away, lower abs are scooping. So just keep doing that side to side, pushing against the outer side of the leg just for about 2-3 seconds, the inner side of the leg for about 2-3 seconds. What you're trying to do is switch on certain muscles. So you're trying to hold the pelvis still, you're trying to get used to scooping the abs, and then you're letting your brain get a sense of which muscles are working in your bum. Try and keep them working, and let your brain get a sense of which muscles are working in the inner thighs, because we want to switch them on at will. So our feet are touching and our knees are apart. Have a quick rest, whatever that looks like. I'm going to take a quick knee to nose single leg stretch, but I'm going to do it in a lazy way so my hips completely rest. And then I know I broke down the moves completely yesterday, but I think it's worth finishing off class with the full breakdown here again. So the idea is when we do these abs moves, that we're able to hold the pelvis still, even in this move, that we're really getting, it becomes second nature to scoop the tummy, stretch the tailbone away. But we get that extra support from the inner thighs and the outer thighs. So that's what that drill was for, to really get you to get a sense of it and hopefully start to switch those muscles on at will. So when you're ready to move on, let's find out what your level is, and then we'll finish class by doing it for real. And then you can just lie there. You've got to listen to your back on this one. So give your knees a hug, take the knees out, no wider than mat, feet must touch, and then scoop the tummy. So if you know this and you want to go straight for a stronger level, go for it. Level 1 is hands on knees, and then how far away can you get your knees from you without letting go of them? And then pull your knees towards you. And you're trying to keep your pelvis in the same position. So I've got quite a lot of movement, but this is just because I've got gorilla arms. Not everybody's got really long arms. And you're getting used to, can you get the inner thighs to work? If you can't, maybe just do that activation again where you press against the inner thighs. Can you get the outer thighs to work down at the glute level? Switch it on. Level 2, the knees come into chest. You grab the side of the mat. This might be a good one for you, Judy and Emma. You grab the side of the mat with bent elbows, just about 10-degree bend, and now push the mat away from your head, so you're stretching your mat away from you, and that should help your abs suddenly keep your back flat. Now you're going to see if you can get the feet any closer to floor. So exhale, lower, and inhale, bring it in. So what I'm hoping, and let me know what you think, Emma and Judy in particular, maybe Bonnie as well actually, whether it helps you with this position. Yeah, I think it's really useful. You might even want to have a go at the next level up. Keep the holds with your hands and stretch the legs towards the ceiling, press the thigh bones together, and then bring the knees back in towards the shoulders. Stretch out, press. We're only going to go for 2 more. That might be your limit, or you might be able to go lower. And the toughest version is to completely let go, not mid-move, but with your bent legs, relax the arms, and then once again you'd see, can I get toes to floor? Can I stretch up to ceiling to make it harder? Or can I stretch a little lower down. So lots and lots of different levels. Have a quick rest. I'm going to turn my hips side to side. So you've got this extra arm position of grabbing the mat, which means you might be able to get a little bit more work in the core, but other muscles are assisting, so we're not isolating the core. And that's okay, because in real life, everything needs to work together anyway, rather than in isolation. So we use that principle for the other exercises as well. So that was exercise 1 of 4. Exercise 2, when you've recovered, very similar. Knees are together, press and hold. Flat back, push the tailbone away, scoop the tummy. Press the inner thighs, push the knees away, pull them back in. So I think this is probably too easy for all of you, but there might be, this one's going on YouTube, so if this one is very new to you, then this is the level for you. Your back should not move, and the pressure should not change too much between your lower back and the floor. Scoop the abs, push the tailbone away. Next level up is to knees to chest. Grab the mat with bent elbows. Stretch the mat away, scoop the tummy, exhale, lower, inhale, lift. You might get to floor this time, you might not. If your back's moving or hurting, you're going too far, or you're ready for a rest. We do not straighten the legs. So Andrew, your level, your maximum level is almost straight legs. So keep a tiny knee bend as you stretch out, because it changes where you work on the back. And then you can tap the heels down from there. And of course the last level is to have the arms relaxed. Really have to concentrate on scooping the abs because I'm tired. Press the thigh bones together and keep the back safe. Have a quick rest. How's your grip? Judy, you look like you were going for that grip on the mat. She's like, ah! Next one is scissors. So we know this one. So you can lower one foot, pull the leg in. Not everyone's going to get the leg straight. Lower the other foot, pull the leg in. Keep the pelvis still, scoop the abs, tense the inner thighs. Level 2, you go from this modified tabletop, so it's not perfect tabletop. Toe taps, leg stretches. As long as you're getting the leg stretch, that's the main point of it. But of course, we're keeping the core still and strong. And then the biggest level with the legs is 2 straight or almost straight legs. Now, when you pull the leg in, that's a little kinder. I think it might be a little harder if you bend, grab the mat with bent elbows, push it away, and now try your scissors here. And it's the further away your bottom leg stretches, the harder it becomes. And then we let go of the mat altogether if you want, and we're using the strength of the abs. Okay, have a rest. The last move I'm going to coach and we're going to go straight into. So we have 40 breaths, 10 breaths per move. This is almost, this is, I said this yesterday, this is a bit like the Insanity, if you've ever done Insanity. You see how far you can get with it. You must stop if you're compromising your back, if you're going into back pain or going into neck pain. So you might stop altogether and just have a complete rest till the end of class, or you might stop for a few breaths and then join back in. We've got 40 breaths, sorry. Now, you can either have your head on the floor, as long as you can keep your chin tucked in. You can have your head slightly elevated, resting on something, because I need you to be able to imprint your ribs, particularly Judy and Andrew, imprinting the back of your ribs into the floor. And the final level is chest up in the air and head up in the air. You must rest the head if it's pulling on the neck. So I've got a tuck in of the chin, I'm going to hug the knees, and we're going to do move number 1 from the off. Scoop your tummy. Level 1, stretch, left arm, left leg out. Reach your arm out towards the side, and now curl up into a ball. Stretch out right arm, right leg. Reach the arm out to the side, curl up into a ball. Level 300, stretch opposite arm, both arms and legs, reach the arms out to the side, curl up into a ball. So at this point, my neck's quite tired. I'm putting my head on the floor, but you don't need to. You can keep your head in the air. I normally do have my head in the air, but I'm listening to my body, scooping the abs. So I'm going to exhale, exhale, inhale to scoop. We're keeping the head still if you can. So I've had a bit of recovery. I'm lifting my head back up again and scoop. I'm trying to press everything lengthwise, scooping the tummy and press the thigh bones together. 2 more. The higher the legs, the tougher it is. 1 more. You must listen to your back. Hold here. Press the knees together. Press the knees apart, feet together, frog. So we're going to hold the back of the head or have the head on the floor and then either lower toes to floor, or do you remember we had it up pushing the legs out? Now do you remember there was an option where you didn't have your hands on your head, you had your hands on head down and you pushed onto the mat. This might be your level today. Where you're grabbing onto the mat, your head is down, that's exactly it, Judy. Look after the back. Exhale, stretch, press the thigh bones together. Press the thigh bones together as you stretch. Try and keep the tension in the pelvis in a good way. So you're scooping the pelvis, you're pressing your sit bones together. And that will help all the muscles switch on that I suggested, but the ideal is to be doing it here. I think I've got 2 more. Last one. Halfway there. Knees together, double leg drop. Exhale, tap. Inhale, lower. You might tap the feet further out. Look after the back, press the thigh bones together. Exhale on the lower and the work. So you can see I'm fatigued. I've barely got my head lifted off the floor. Let's get it up. You might have your head down on the yoga block or the floor. You might be grabbing hold of your mat. You might be having a rest. You might have had enough. As we move slow and under control, that means we don't hurt the back because we are going slow enough for us to stop before we hurt the back. Last 2, maybe last 3. Should we do 3 just to be sure? And then we'll do the final block, which is scissors. Exhale, lower. Oh, there's still movement on screen. Everyone's staying with me. Amazing work. Scissors when you're ready. Scoop the tummy. Maybe keep the head lifted. Maybe hang on to the leg. I'm going to hold my head here. 2 straight legs. 1, 2. Push the tailbone away. 1, 2. Slight bit of external rotation. Feeling too strong? Here's your reminder. Head down. Grab the mat. Bend the bottom leg. Get the top leg as straight as you can. 4 breaths left for me. And collapse. What do you need to do? Work is done. Did you feel safe? And did you feel you had enough options to look after your back and neck, guys? Yeah. That's the biggest thing I want to get across with my coaching, that everything's safe. So get the oxygen levels back in, just in case you forgot to breathe. It's so tough. I think I'm still aching from yesterday's. Whatever releases you need, the work is done. Always worth getting a little bit of time seated before you get moving. But sitting up might feel hard work at this point as well. I'm just going to switch my other camera off. Well done, guys.